Hello and welcome to episode 27 of our Timberborn 1.0 no longer experimental playthrough on the Ant Farm map with the Iron Teeth faction, cycle 28, day 5. About to go into a drought once again, and we're in a good position to take care of a couple of things as a result. I'm going to start with humoring some of you guys in the comments about what we're going to do with this reservoir here. So, we do have space way down here at the bottom to actually put in some large tanks. And you might be saying, wait a minute, you can't do that underwater, they're going to be flooded. Well, you're correct. However, in a longer drought, where we have the ability to continue pumping until the thing is dry, guess what happens when all the water's gone? That means it's not flooded, and that means they can get to these tanks. And what can we do with these tanks? We can make them into emergency water storage, which would come in very handy should we decide to grow the population at all. So, obviously we don't have a lot of logs or planks or anything right now, but this is on the list of things I would like to do eventually. And I already talked last couple episodes, about getting these deep water pumps removed so we could increase the height of the reservoir, so on and so forth. For right now, I think we're probably still kind of in a holding pattern in terms of what we're going to do, because we don't have a lot of logs. But there's still plenty of things we can actually take care of. And it appears... And I do apologize if I can't, exactly understand what you guys say in the comments sometimes. But it appears there is a magical block we can, get rid of here that is going to stop some of this contamination from happening. I just don't know what it is yet. I do genuinely try my best. But, sometimes I just don't get it. But now we have a drought, and how long is it going to be? 27 days. Alright, well, we don't really have an incentive to slow this down at all because, well, we don't really have any wood and we have to wait. But there are a couple of things that really need to be taken care of. One of which being, the centrifuge doesn't have power, and we need that to breed beavers. So, probably what's going to have to happen here, the simplest solution, is going to be to get this reconnected right here. Which, yes, it does require a log. I do recognize the humor in that. But we do need this connected so that we can have the extract to make more beavers. Even though we, honestly, right now have too many. We can't go without extract. That's not an option. So, they're going to take care of that in due time. We're making science. We do need 20,000 science to get the Earth Repopulator unlocked. So for now, I think it's probably just going to make the most sense for us to continue blasting away, make this a double depth all the way down, and then probably fill in the rest of this terrain and start growing some other stuff. Especially if I can figure out how to keep this from becoming contaminated. So, my thought is that maybe if I were to get rid of all of this dirt right here and rebuild this access with a set of stairs connecting to somewhere else, that would help take care of our stuff here. So we have no scrap metal. We have 142 metal blocks. We do still need metal blocks. We have gotten all of the scrap metal except for this one thing right here, and he's going to get to work on that. But once that's done, folks, just make another check here. I don't think there's any scrap metal left on the map besides that. Yeah, we did a pretty hearty harvest of that. So I think we can let that be what it's got to be. In the meantime, though, if I can get back in here. Yeah, I do need to be able to put that there. It seems like we are out of explosives. And, I did remove the thing that we need to make more explosives. So how do we solve that problem? Well, it's not really cut and dry, but I did talk before about wanting to put more industrial stuff over in this general area. Not that we have the wood to support it. No, but we do have some trees right here that can be cut down and are being cut down. So just let that be what it's got to be. These things, being the lumber mills, are set automatically to fill up to a certain threshold, which it looks like, yeah, something like that. I think it's probably going to be okay, but I have to find somewhere to put... oh, this map. This map. I need to find somewhere to put an explosives factory. I don't have a good place for it. So the only thing I could really do, honestly... I mean, I could try to shove it up here somewhere, but that's probably not going to be great. I could put it over here. Not that I've got a great spot for it. The problem of this type of map is that you never have enough space to do everything you want to do. And it's just going to take time. But I think a lot of us are very, very tired of waiting. So, can I... Let's just check and see here. I have a very... Okay, that's not going to work. Or no, that was too long. Can I... No, okay, that also doesn't work. I was going to try and put in... Maybe right next to here. Because we do have a tiny little bad water thing. This is where the pumps are. Well, you know, it's not impossible. It's just one of those things that maybe not very likely. But we do have power going all the way up here. The reason I have this pause is because I do not want to have these sounds just barraging my eardrums while I'm sitting here thinking. Otherwise, I should probably be having that go nonstop. So this is only 3 to here, so I couldn't have it go that way. Yeah, you know, I probably just need to get over myself and do this the hard way. I don't know that they can build what I want them to build like this. So this is 5 this way. I could actually... I've got stairs right here. You know what I can do with those stairs? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's exactly what we can do. That's exactly what we could do with these stairs. Oh, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. Why am I doing this and why am I excited about it? Do I want to instead... Yeah, because I'm going to need to come in this way. I can't get rid of this thing because then I have to rebuild it and I will have wasted materials. Does this have the ability... I realize we don't have the materials for this. I'm just, let's say, motivated to try and salvage this absolute mess I've created here. Because I need to be able to get somebody up here. See, if I put this here, it's going to have to be a double. They can stand on that side to do it. That's not the rotate button. There we go. And that's going to get me close. And if they stand on that... Okay, at that point, if that's what we're doing, then I don't need to do that. I can save myself a little bit of grief. Even if it is more metal, that is what I have the most of right now. I can put a platform in. Yeah, that's going to work a little tiny bit better. And then when it comes to this area over here, it's going to be, well, let's just say it's going to be kind of stupid, but that's probably about what I'm going to have to do. So I put that there. Remember, I cannot build up from this. That's kind of the whole thing of what's going on here. And I wanted it to connect to here. Yeah, that's going to transmit power. That would also transmit power if I wanted to, but... Well, I probably just need to stop waffling about. All right, let's just make this as simple as we can. And do one of these. Just leave that empty. I did 60 pieces of metal, which if we're going to build a bunch of these as overhangs might be a little bit cheaper. I think it's going to be okay. Can I squeeze this here? I can. I can put that there. If I just had one more tile, I could put in a, tank up here. Well, you know, I probably shouldn't be stupid about this. Let's do this. Final offer. Take that there. Take that there, and the reason I would do that like that is just so I can get this one block further back. Even if it's kind of dumb. That will go there, and then I can actually have a path go this way. I can put another tank. I know I don't have the materials for this. Like, we've already established that's a thing. But it's going to be okay. I've got, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So, now to get there from the bad water, obviously, is not a very good situation. But we can make it better. All I've got to do is go up the stairway here. Rotate that, and then that just has to go straight up. Right here. Yeah, is that ideal? No, but it's going to get these things connected in ways that never before have been possible. So, you already know what time it is. It's this time. Every time. It's time-lapse time. I have no idea what that was supposed to mean instead, but that's fine. We've just kind of accepted that that's how this goes. We just have to wait to get more logs, and we have to wait for them to build stuff, and there is literally nothing else we can do about it. So, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to let the beavers do what the beavers have to do. Take a little bit of time to grab a drink of our favorite nice, ice-cold, refreshing water, which is good for you, and you should drink more water. It's good for you. But we'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see just how much they've managed to get done and talk about where we're going next. Alright, so it looks like we have our explosives factory good to go, and looks like our friend down here has harvested the last of the scrap metal on the map. So, thank you very much. Goodbye. This is waiting on explosives. Once that's taken care of, then we can also pop in... I guess this is also a triple. We have these that we could get rid of, but honestly, do we need to? Why not? Why not? We'll just do that. Make sure they can... Actually, they can't get to these. Never mind. We will do no such thing. We'll just leave this here. Again, because we can. And now that we're starting to run out of that, I guess I should put some beavers back in the mine. That was not where I wanted to click. And let's get 10 of these in here. Let's take a look at our reservoir, since we are, 18, almost 19 days left in this thing. Yeah, we've got 2 full blocks deep. We can build down here, like, that is an option. But considering how much water we've been using, we've got 2,500 water for 83 beavers. Rule of thumb is about 2.5 to be safe. That puts us over 200 a day, and that's about to be the same problem we already had. That's a guaranteed way for me to have a crash out here. But what else can I possibly do? What else can I possibly do? We don't have any engines anymore, so we have that going for us, which is nice, but... man. This is exactly why we need to do what I say we can't really do, because we don't have the resources. Yeah, see, this is really... That's, what, 288 hours is what? Like 12 days? Yeah. So, it's really only going to use 60 water. That's basically nothing. The more concerning thing now is that we're only down to 2,500 water. Now, I know we do have... That's the plank counter. I know we do have this guy. Water pump activation. Which goes based on... See, I don't even remember where I put these things. Okay. When the threshold gets down to 25% of storage, then it will kick on. I'm going to say, especially because we want to be building down here, I'm going to raise this. Let's go to 40%. And then that's going to kick these guys on, which, I guess it doesn't really matter which ones go because they're going to pull from here anyway. But they're only going to pull from here until a certain point. You know what? No. No, we don't need to be... We don't need to be playing this game. Let's put that back to 25. And I know this is going to drive you guys nuts. But to be perfectly honest with you, the automation has been more frustrating than it's been fun in a lot of ways. And when I'm trying to record a video without making cuts, because that's my whole brand, I can't really take the time to figure it out during a video. Hopefully you can understand. If not, well, I got nothing else to tell you. But I'm going to have these guys instead take care of that so that this stays to irrigate everything. We're still waiting on... Oh, they can't get over here. Okay. Well, that's fine. I'll just pop that in place. And since we do have dirt, I think it would be smart for us to get the rest of this popped back in place. And then I'm just going to go up to these 2 levels here to match with what's over there. I think that is probably fine. This, at the very end, once we have enough wood, that is going to be floodgates so that we can keep this nice and full with a tiny bit of overflow. And 2 deep will not evaporate in a 29-day drought or bad tide fast enough for it to be a problem. I do want to take some of these large tanks' capacity and move it into here, but we've got to have space for them to do that. And how are we looking here? We're going to be doing a whole lot of piecemeal K for Kaboom here. That's got to go. This has to be a double. And then the rest of this... Honestly, the rest of this should be okay. I'm going to take this out, because I did say that was going to be a thing. Leave this as it is. Yeah, that's about the best I can do. We have 117 scrap metal. We need to be making more metal, so I guess... Oh, now I have a deficit of beavers, too. That's a problem. Well, let's go down to, say, 5 beavers here. Yeah, we do have 7 injured beavers. That is part of the problem with running this thing, is it's just a mess in that regard. You know, I do have technically enough metal to start this. Well, because I know this is going to be an issue, and I know it needs to get done at some point. I'm just gonna get started with this. I'm gonna have them start bringing stuff in here as soon as it's, you know, accessible, and then hopefully we can use that as emergency water stuff. But as I've said, this is one of those situations where we do unfortunately just kind of have to wait. Not much else that can be done about it. And I know I want to mess with this, but we haven't quite gotten there yet. And I can't get rid of this until I have these dynamites done, but they are just about finished. I'm going to take these out. I want to replace this. I guess I'll leave that, but I want to replace that with a block of dirt. That's going to be fine there. Get that going. Get that going. This is also a good opportunity for us to do that. Now, this is a legacy sluice. Do we really need this at this point if we're going to have something at the end? No, we don't. So as long as I'm confident the next 18 days we can do that. I'm going to say good enough. We don't need this. Get rid of that blockage. I don't know that I really need to get rid of anything else, to be perfectly honest. Let's do the double floodgates. I'm going to have this just set to say 1.9. We're not going to automate it or anything. That's just going to be what it is. Now these guys just have to get these last couple pieces in place. Do what they can do. And then we just move right along with our lives. At some point, we're going to have all the water pumped out of that other side over there. And then that'll make it a little bit easier for us to do what we're trying to do. Okay, for Kaboom. Get that out of there. Get this dynamite in place. We are going to move the campfire, and I was thinking if I'm not able to get all of this decontaminated, this would be a great place to put it. But I think we can get it decontaminated. You just have to wait and see. We are getting very close. Let's come over here, check this. Yeah, this is going to be pumped dry in not a very long time. We're up to 3,000 water. We got 16.5 days left. I think we're looking okay. Not really much more to be done here. And of course, once these are finished pumping, I will put them back on the automation because that is, unfortunately, the only way I've got to get those hooked back up. I think we're probably all right. This is basically done, though, which is good. K for kaboom. Alright, so we got our little channel there for irrigation purposes. They're building from above. This is just about done. And hey, guess what? This is ready to go, and it's going to be filled. Alright, so that's looking good there. Let's get this back on Gary 2. And with the amount of time we have left in this playthrough, I don't think I need to complicate this anymore. I know there's a bunch of people that are getting frustrated with how bad the automation's going, so we're just going to let it be what it's going to be. As soon as this dries up, that is going to have 1,200 water in there. It might take us a couple cycles to really fill up enough of these for it to be worthwhile, but I do think this is a good emergency supply idea. So I guess it doesn't really matter if I put another one of these in here and have this set to obtain as well, because then, even if they just keep drawing from this during the drought, there's no more water that's going to come in here and get this, you know, blocked off. So that's just a matter of preference for the beavers, I suppose. We'll do G6 for this one. Mix it up a little bit. Okay. So now we have access behind all of this. Can pop in that there, that there. They still haven't gotten rid of that, but that's okay. I've got 311 scrap metal. That is essential to support what's above. I'm going to say let's pause the mine. Let's try to get all of these materials out of it. They'll take as much scrap metal as they can. They're going to fill that up, and then I'm just going to have to orphan the rest of this until I can get in here to rebuild access. But I guess that's okay. Is there going to be an easy way to get that back up here? You know, this this corn ration thing right here really isn't a great place to put this. Yeah, see, I don't think I can get back up there without it being a crazy, ridiculous looking thing. And I can't drill through here. That is against the outside. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say that's probably about as much as we can do. Let's get this out. There's nobody in here, right? Okay. So that is 4 high. Let's put some triples. Get that blasted all the way down. And see if that is going to be something that we can get taken care of here. It's got to let it be what it's got to be. We're at 2,500 water. We got 14 days. Most of the water is starting to make its way in here, which, you know, that's what we wanted. If we are truly desperate and the situation calls for it, then these pumps will kick on once we get under 25%, which total capacity of 9120, we're probably at about 28%, would be my guess. Let's check. No, we're at 26. Okay, so these will actually kick on in a little bit because I did increase the capacity, but I know this might not make a ton of sense to you, but I'm going to start removing some of these large tanks. One, because I don't want those pumps to be on constantly. Two, because I want to use this space for other stuff. This is not a good place for bad water storage. It does not need to be here. Those can go away. The pine resin here does not need to be here. That can go away. We've got storage upstairs. Yeah, I've got 200 up there. So that's done. We'll regain those materials. Do we have our explosives here? We do. K for kaboom. And now, I just have to have the singles there. I have to put in a triple here. zoom out so this isn't quite so loud for you guys. Yeah, my hope is that this is going to, once I get these taken care of, become less of a problem. If not, then we'll just, you know, tunnel under this, and that's probably what it's going to have to be, but... No sense worrying about it until we've tried all the solutions. Now, I can, if I really wanted to, tunnel through this as well, but I couldn't really plant anything under it, so I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal. Okay, so now what this has done does not look like any sort of improvement in the contamination thing. It doesn't seem like it's going to. So, you know, that's okay. That is probably what I thought was going to happen. Instead, we tunnel this, and then that might get us about as much as we can go. I can't tunnel underneath this thing, and if that is, in fact, still going to be contaminated, then, you know what, we'll just put the campfire there. Not a big deal. We'll survive. I could actually remove the supports on this because it's got at least 1 or 2 on either side and then totally be okay. Okay, that is retracting, so that's good news. I think that is, that's going to be good. That is going to be good. Look at that, look at that. There it goes. There is still a tiny bit. No, it's gone. All right, so thank you very much for reminding me to do that. You know who you are. And even though it's not contaminated, I do feel compelled to move the campfire over there. Just so we can have a little bit more space for farming, and we'll get all that taken care of. Look at that. And what I can do here, of course, we do still have to be able to get back up here. I have not forgotten about that. Don't worry. We're about to create kind of a kind of a silly thing right here, but you know, that's what we do. Spiral stairs, and then this is going to come down to here. That'll get connected there, so we aren't really wasting too much space that could otherwise be planted. Not other be, whatever that even means. Let's bring this across this way. And then get this connected over to here by that water. And again, is this the most efficient, perfect, best way to get this stuff in here? No. Objectively, it is not. However, comma, it works. Coffee beans here, we really don't need to have. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to move the coffee beans to this side because what I'm going to do, as soon as I remember, okay, there's coffee beans. I'm going to come in here with my tunnel machine, and I'm going to blast right there, which means I can have this connect straight through here, closer to the staircase that goes up. Just get this cleaned up a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. Get some more dirt in place. I guess this is probably fine just like this. Don't need to have that there. Turn that sideways so they can build more of them at a time. Yeah, you know, this is, it's looking pretty good. We have access to either side of this without having to go across this mess. Yeah, that's going to be just fine. Get that popped in there. Get that popped in there. I'm not going to worry about this blockage here because, honestly, it really doesn't matter. Explosives do not need to be right there. Oh, we actually only have a single other explosive thing. Well, it's alright. You know, Gary, too, doesn't have to move. I kind of don't want to tempt fate by moving him. Maybe we'll just let him be what he's going to be. Alright. I'm not going to lose any sleep over these 2 beams on the ground because I just want this to be connected, so there you go. It's connected now, and we can get rid of all of these paths. And then as soon as we have the ability to have water in here, and as soon as this can be finished, which looks like it's not reachable. Now it is. Then we can plant stuff here. And I think based on how this is going, although we waited long enough, the logs really aren't that big of a deal. I mean, the height alone here seems like it's going to be better if we just did trees. We have the extra beavers anyway, so, you know, we really don't need to be worried about it. Okay, K for Kaboom. That's fine. Yeah, we're looking pretty okay. Alright, so here's what's going to happen. I am going to remove this blockage. I'm also going to remove that little warehouse for explosives because I don't think it's really that big of a deal. And also we have space over here, technically, with which to populate explosives. I'm just going to do the easy thing and pop one of these right here. Have that be for explosives. Looks like they already picked everything up off the ground, put it in the other one, which is exactly what I wanted them to do. Now, knowing that we have this floodgate here, you know, I could just kind of leave this alone, to be perfectly honest with you. That's what I'd like to do. And just put this here. I think that's going to be the simplest solution. Just keep this at 0.65. I don't think the flow through here is going to be strong enough to cause flooding. If it is, then, well, we'll deal with that when the time comes. That's done. Pine resin has nowhere to go, huh? Well, I also, you know, I don't have anywhere to put my treated planks. Oh, and I know we've got our science too. Look at us go. We are, well, we're doing something, all right. Yeah, let's get this unlocked. And then, why isn't this letting me build this? Now, I was 99% sure this was going to fit. What have I missed? Is it the proximity to this wonder here? The Flame of Unity? Well, if I have to move this, that is going to be a that's going to be a huge bummer. It's probably going to have to happen, though. Oh, do I want to move this one more block out? It was already, I mean, as good of a position as I could have possibly found for it. That bites. Like, I don't know what this is stuck on, and I kind of don't want to get rid of these unless I'm absolutely sure. Well, okay. What am I to do? I don't know, man. I'm kind of running out of ideas here. Do I have enough to do some storage on top of this, or should I just not worry about it? We'll hit that next episode. Because I think I'm going to have to come up with some ideas for that. Or you guys always can. Feel free to drop those suggestions. Or if you know what I've done wrong. That's always welcome, always appreciated. Get that put in there. I'm going to pop in a forester. And it's going to have to go in a spot where it's going to be able to do something. So let's do this. Let's put a forester here. And then let's plant, I know oaks take 30 days, but it does give us 8. And we're not exactly hurting right now. Let's just have this go here. And how I will handle this in terms of cutting, I'm going to put in a lumberjack flag right there, and that's going to have to be good enough. And then in terms of food, honestly, for 80 beavers, I think we're doing okay. I think we are doing okay. We're not doing great, but we're doing okay. That, I think, is going to be fine. So maybe I don't want to have more farms down here. Maybe I do want to have additional trees. So what I will do is I'll plant up to here with trees, because they can reach this entire thing. It's just not irrigated yet. And then if we decide we want to have more trees, then that is what we'll do. Let's get this connected here. We do need more in the mine. Keep that at 5 beavers. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that was about the best way we could have solved that problem. We're starting to see lack of stuff. We've got... Okay, we got about like 950 to 1,000 water stored in these tanks, which is very helpful. It's almost all the water we have, actually. So this, of course, as soon as we enter this temperate cycle, will be completely inaccessible. But that's okay, because this is our emergency water, and it's going to be great to have that much emergency water on hand. Absolutely nothing to be ashamed of with that. Now, if I were smarter, what I coulda, woulda, shoulda done is got this completely separated, walled off, like it basically is. You know what? Oh no, I actually can't. I can't get rid of all this. Okay, what's load bearing? Oh, that's load bearing. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I do not want to cause a collapse of the upper levels with all of this. That was important. We could not get rid of that. Oh, so what this is going to let us do now. First of all, they have to come down here and get all of this. We got 5 days. Come and grab this. This is going to put this underwater and it won't be usable, so on and so forth, whatever, who cares. This is going to require that we reroute our path to a place that maybe I can't actually get to. I think what I'd have to do... Tell you what we're going to need to do. Blow that up. I'm going to unplant here, 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 and here. And then we are going to have to bring this in this direction here. And I hope this makes sense. Let's do that. Bring that around here. And then, because we have the technology, just bring this around. And that's going to be our access to the bottom here, and it's going to be our access to this. I just want to make sure that we've got time to get this in place. They can build, if I have this in place and nothing else, they can build absolutely everything else from up here. That is not a problem. I just have to have... No. This is the one that has to be made first. Have to have that done. And then none of the rest of this is a big issue. Okay, that's dirt there. I really don't care if that goes away. We're not using it. I just need to make sure that I can get a beaver in or out of here. This is also where the water is. So, consider that as well. See, I don't have an access here. I don't have an access there. This is a right mess, isn't it? Well, it does kind of complicate things. Just a touch. Well, if they want a drink, they can come here and do that themselves. Do I have the materials? I got logs, I got planks, I got metal blocks. Okay. Let's actually get this bit done. I no longer care about saving these crops. I just have to have some way of getting these guys down here before I cut off their access from this side. And this isn't going to fill up overnight either. Let's keep that in mind. I've got 4, I've got 7 pumps here, and I've got 2 here, I've got 2 here. 11 pumps should be more than enough for us to do what we want to be doing. I just don't quite have the confidence for this. Also, this is Gary, I've been told. All hail Gary. Yep. Alright, come on, boys and girls, get this done. So I can, not worry about the beavers. Yeah, that's the hard one. Getting that finished up. There we go. Now I do have to disconnect this. Thirsty beavers maybe it could become an issue if this isn't done, but I do have to get started on all of this. I need to leave the sluice gate here. That is fine. That's there. That's a fill valve. If this overtops, it'll just come out through here, but this is going to be set to 2.95, so hopefully that's not a problem. It might be ugly, but I think this is the reality in which we find ourselves, that it really just kind of doesn't matter. Yeah, it's going to be faster to do this with dirt. So we know we can't get over to this way. I'm going to have to babysit this again. We have no access to water because somebody made bad prioritization choices. You know what? Forget it. They have to be able to do this first. Why did I do this? Why did I do this way? Why did I do this way? I know you don't have the answer because the inner machinations of my mind are terrifying. Unknown even to me. So I guess that's what we're just going to do here. Let's let them get these finished up with no water. Oh boy. Well, it's fine. We only have 2 days left. Nobody's going to die of thirst in 2 days who wasn't already way thirsty. There is no water to pump over here either, so... You want a drink, you got to build. I'll get it taken care of. Then we'll just have to, you know, babysit this. We've got 10 injured beavers. I wonder how that happened. Couldn't possibly be because of this thing. Let's take this down to 2. Long term, I think, is probably fine. Okay, we're still irrigated. That's good. Yeah, we just got this one staircase left. Looks like they're bringing those things back in. And as soon as they do, those beavers who are thirsty are going to come down here and get a drink. And look at them. Look at them go. Now they have stairs access, and I just have to give them a path. All right, yeah, come and get your come and get your water. Look at these guys all thirsty like. All right, we got one more day. One more day. I think they can do this from below as well, but I kind of don't trust them to do that. So we'll do it just one piece at a time. Johnny Cash style. And yeah, that's probably just about going to do it, to be perfectly honest with you. So I guess this is where we could start doing our end of episode stuff. You know how it goes. The folks who contribute to the channel as beard boosters are the ones who make sure it can stay exactly the way it is. Whether the way it is a good thing or not, I guess, is up to interpretation. But I like the way we do things. And I don't like doing sponsors. I don't like doing all this other stuff. I mean, like, oh, okay, if somebody has like a game they want me to promote that I actually play and I think is really good, like we've done with Timberborn before, then yeah, okay. But I don't want to sell you mattresses. I don't want to sell you apps. I don't want to sell you VPNs. I just want to have fun playing games. And those folks who support the channel make it possible for me to focus on that and provide for me to do some stuff that is very important. For example, having food and paying bills. Very, very necessary in these times. So I really appreciate the support of all of you, whether or not your name's on the list that you see on the screen. I am very glad you're here, and I cherish this time that we get to spend together playing with beavers on the internet. And that is the last piece of terrain that we have to put in here. And that is going to get our reservoir to a full height of 4 blocks with some reserve capacity at the very bottom that, honestly, I should have detonated down. I kind of still have time. Well, not this cycle, but we'll figure that out later. Cycle 29 has begun. And, okay, well, that was the last one that had to be done. And, friends, that's going to do it for this one. I'm feeling really good about our progress. There's only a couple episodes left of this. But we're going to finish it like we always do. We're going to do it the right way. That's how I always want to do things here. So whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you again soon for more beavers and other things as well. Take care. Bye-bye.